Welcome back. What happens when even places of worship are no longer places of safety? What does this say about a nation's security when armed men can allegedly walk into a church residence in the middle of the night, adopt a pastor and two worshippers, and disappear without resistance? These are no longer isolated incidents. They are becoming recurring headlines, and every new kidnapping raises the same painful question. How many more innocent Nigerians will live in fear before the country's security crisis is finally brought under control? Nigeria has spent years battling terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and violent crime. Military offensive continues. Security agencies regularly announce successful operations against criminal gangs. Yet, the attacks continue. Communities are invaded. Highways remain dangerous. Schools have repeatedly come under attack. Now, another church has become the latest target. The latest incident comes from Benue State, a region that has endured repeated security challenges over the years, leaving many residents asking whether anywhere is truly safe anymore. According to reports, unknown gunmen adopted Reverend Dr. Samuel Binde of the NKST Church alongside two members of his congregation during the early hours of Tuesday. The victims were reportedly seized after armed men stormed the pastor's residence located within the NKST Church premises in Andia, in the Ishan Classes area of Benue State. Details surrounding the operation remain limited, but the incident has once again drawn national attention to the persistent wave of kidnappings affecting communities across Nigeria. Think about the implications for a moment. A church is traditionally regarded as a sanctuary, a place where people seek peace, hope, and spiritual comfort. If armed criminals can allegedly invade church premises and adopt religious leaders from their own residence, what messages does that send to ordinary citizens? If worshippers no longer feel secure inside places dedicated to prayer, where exactly can Nigerians confidently say they are safe? These are difficult questions, but they are questions that can no longer be ignored. The leadership of the NKST Church has described the adoption as deeply unfortunate. In a statement signed by the Church General Secretary, Reverend Dr. T.A. Tamba, the denomination confirmed that Reverend Dr. Binde and the two church members were taken from the church premises by their captors. The church appealed to Christians and members of the public to pray for their safe and unconditional release, while also expressing sympathy to the affected families and the entire Andia congregation. And beyond prayers lies another pressing realities. Nigerians are increasingly asking whether prayers alone can address a crisis that continues to claim lives and destroy families across the country. The church also directed a strong appeal to security agencies and both the Benue State and federal governments. It urged authorities to intensify efforts to rescue the adopted victims and ensure those responsible are identified, arrested, and prosecuted. More importantly, the church argued that government must move beyond simply reacting after attacks occur. Instead, it called for more proactive, intelligence-driven, and long-term strategies capable of preventing kidnappings before innocent people become victims. That appeal reflects a frustration now shared by many communities across Nigeria. And perhaps this is the bigger issue. Nigeria's kidnapping crisis is no longer confined to remote forests or isolated highways. Criminal groups have demonstrated an alarming ability to strike villages, schools, hospitals, farms, residential communities, and now even church compounds. Their targets are no longer limited to wealthy individuals or public officials. Clergymen, teachers, farmers, students, and ordinary citizens have all become vulnerable. The expanding nature of these attacks raises an uncomfortable but necessary questions. Are criminal networks becoming more sophisticated, than the system designed to stop them? Security experts have repeatedly argued that kidnapping has evolved into a highly organized criminal enterprise. It is no longer simply about isolated acts of violence. It has become an industry that generates enormous financial rewards for criminal groups. Every successful adoption potentially strengthens these networks by providing additional resources to purchase weapons, recruit members, and finance future attacks. Unless these financial and operational structures are dismantled, many analysts believe the cycle of violence will continue regardless of how many individual arrests are made. Benue State itself has remained one of Nigeria's most vulnerable regions in recent years. The state has repeatedly experienced violent attacks involving armed groups, communal clashes, and kidnappings that have displaced thousands of residents. Farming communities have suffered enormous losses, while many families continue to live with constant uncertainty. Every new attack further erodes public confidence and places additional pressure on security agencies already confronting multiple threats across different parts of the country. As each incident unfolds, citizens naturally begin asking whether current security strategies are keeping pace with the evolving tactics of criminal groups. Yet, amid the growing fear, the NKST Church has chosen to reaffirm its faith. In its statements, the denomination expressed confidence that Reverend Dr. Binde, the two adopted church members, and others currently being held in captivity will eventually return safely. It also offered prayers not only for the victims, but for lasting peace, security, and stability across Nigeria. Faith continues to provide hope for many communities facing unimaginable hardship. But hope must ultimately be matched by effective action if the country is to reverse the growing insecurity affecting millions of lives. Ultimately, this latest kidnapping is about far more than 3 individuals. It is another reminder that insecurity continues to touch every corner of Nigerian society, from farms and highways to schools, homes, and places of worship. Every successful adoption raises fresh questions about prevention, intelligence gathering, and law enforcement. Every family forced to endure the trauma of kidnapping represents another painful chapter in Nigeria's ongoing security crisis. The challenge before the nation is not simply rescuing today's victims, but ensuring that tomorrow's headlines do not tell the same heartbreaking story once again. How many more churches, schools, and communities must experience this before lasting solutions are found? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you found this report informative, please share it so many people can stay informed. I'm Chidera Eson. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next report.